For the most part, we're going to be doing Straits 1 and 2 in K-Sal. Fuel, we have 7,000 pounds on the plane. That's good. Cargo packs and loaded shoes, so we got the extra packs. We have the extra raft on board.
Out to the Marquises, Dry Tortugas,
Sweet.
and back up towards Miami.
All right, let's go.
We are about to take off with the U.S. Coast Guard. We're going to spend 5 hours with them today over our waters.
Fire tracks completely clear for takeoff. We're headed down south. We're supposed to do Straits 1 and 2, which is essentially just all of the Florida Straits.
These waters, unpredictable, dangerous, and deadly. It's here where migrants can get swept away by the Gulf Stream and pushed into the Atlantic.
The second they lose sight of land, like immediately it's dangerous. There is no not dangerous area.
When the Coast Guard finds migrants, what they do is actually drop this hangar and then they'll drop supplies. In this box, we have food and water and medicine, and they'll also drop some life jackets. We're buckling up to open the ramp so we're ready to drop off supplies to migrants. We're patrolling south of the Keys. These are Bahamian waters. You're looking at uninhabited islands. This is where the U.S. Coast Guard finds migrants all the time. It's a hot spot.
The main mission of the Coast Guard is to ensure safety of life at sea.
This is the job, looking for people who need help.
3009 set 20.
It's not just migrants. While patrolling these islands, we're rerouted to West Palm.
Yeah, we'll say this must be them.
A suspected smuggling operation.
Any chance you can get a head count? Too fuzzy?
It looks like there's at least 2 people.
A false alarm.
So now we're headed back south to our patrol boxes.
We're with pilot Connor Haley, a 4-year Coast Guard veteran.
The Coast Guard's always here to help, even though like we're a military agency, but we have a humanitarian mission.
So a lot of people confuse the U.S. Coast Guard's mission with Border Patrol. Explain the difference.
The simple way to put it would be Coast Guard is covering everything over the water, but once they make landfall, that is where Border Patrol comes in.
What's the weirdest vessel you've seen some migrants on?
I've seen what ranges from homemade styrofoam boats to what honestly looked like a bookshelf. Barrel drums, they'll connect those together. Any sort of driftwood, any sort of styrofoam. If it floats, they will try to use it.
Just 2 days before our trip, more than 300 Haitian migrants are found crammed in a boat in Bahamian waters.
What is that like to see that? To see 100 people stuffed in a little boat and knowing that in some cases there's babies on board. I mean, that must be hard to see.
Yeah, it's definitely very hard to look at. And that's actually one of the first questions we ask when we drop a radio and start this two-way communications with them is like, how many women and how many children are there? It's very sad to see.
Do they tell you why they're coming to the U.S.?
No, that's also nothing they outwardly tell us. We also don't ask. When we find them, we don't really care about where they're going or anything like that. We're more focused on, are there any sort of emergency medical assistance that you need? How long have you been out there? What supplies do you have? The most challenging part of the job is the fact that me as an individual in this aircraft right now, I can't help everybody that's out there.
It's rare for migrants to make it into the Gulf and land on our shores. That's not the story on Florida's East Coast.
How often do you guys actually see migrants making that journey?
Almost daily. People are always out there.
Before we know it, 5 hours are up. Now it's time to head home. On this trip, we didn't see any migrants, but pilot Haley hopes that's a sign they're making a difference.
Don't make that journey over the water. It's very dangerous.
A dangerous journey, for some, deadly. All for freedom.
Roger, coming in.
As we are landing back on the U.S., home of the free.
And we're good.
Reporting at Air Station Miami, Christy Soto, NBC2.